Thanks once again for joining us on Teslafaninsight. The Tesla Semi has been shrouded in mystery in many ways, and today we plan to reveal several major revelations that will change how you think about Tesla commercial vehicle strategy. If this is your first time on the channel, please take time to like and subscribe. And we also want to thank our Patreon supporters. If you'd like to help foster more programming like this, please join us on Patreon. Today we're talking production numbers that don't add up at first glance. The real reason why Pepsi got 100 trucks while everyone else got just 2, and how Tesla plans to handle massive global demand with seemingly limited production capacity. If you're trying to understand Tesla's long-term semi-strategy, this is the episode you've been waiting for. So let's dive in. Please note that we have 3 segments of 4 minutes apiece in this show. Here's where things get interesting. Tesla's stated goal to produce 50,000 semi-trucks per year. We have it from good sources that at full scale, 1 tractor will roll off the production line every 5 minutes. Let's do the math on this, because numbers tell a fascinating story. If you produce 1 vehicle every 5 minutes, working 5 days a week, at 8 hours a day, that adds up to 34,000 vehicles per year. That's actually below Tesla's stated 50K target. But here's where it gets really interesting. If production runs 2 shifts, that jumps to 75,000 vehicles annually. 3 shifts, we're talking about 100,000 vehicles per year. To hit exactly 50,000 vehicles, Tesla would need to run 1 12-hour shift per day. That's probably the sweet spot they're aiming for initially, manageable operations with room to scale up. Now, global demand for these types of vehicles is approximately 1 million vehicles per year. If Tesla can produce 50,000 annually, they'll be looking at capturing about 10% market share right out the gates. That's enormous for a company that's never mass-produced commercial vehicles before. But here's the kicker. If they scale to 100,000 units annually with 3 shifts, they could potentially capture 10% market share globally year after year as the market grows. Segment 2, the Pepsi strategy, why 100 versus 2. One of the biggest mysteries surrounding Tesla Semi has been the distribution strategy. Why have 30 major clients with large fleets been given an average of just 2 vehicles, while Pepsi got 100? The answer reveals Tesla's brilliance in managing a complex product launch. Tesla's plan to have a large number of buyers get familiar with all the operation elements before they receive their full truck orders. We're talking about charging infrastructure, power company coordination process, and mega charger installation. Think about it. These customers can work through all these challenges on a small scale with just 2 trucks rather than dealing with semi-operations on a massive scale right from day one. Pepsi, on the other hand, because Tesla's real-world testing partner with 100 trucks, they're essentially running a full-scale pilot program for Tesla. They're working through the logistical challenges, operational procedures, and maintenance protocols that other customers will eventually need to implement. This is an incredibly smart business strategy. Instead of trying to solve all these problems simultaneously for 30 different customers, Tesla can perfect the playbook with Pepsi and roll out proven solutions to everyone else. Every challenge Pepsi encounters, from charging scheduling to driver training to maintenance procedures, becomes a solved problem that Tesla can package and deliver to the next wave of customers. Global demand versus production reality. So here's the big question. How does Tesla handle global demand of potentially 200,000 vehicles annually if they're only producing 50,000? The answer lies in understanding how commercial transitions actually work. Most fleets cycle out leases over a 3 to 5 year period. This isn't like consumers where someone might buy a new car every 2 to 3 years. Commercial fleets plan their transitions years in advance. Tesla doesn't need to replace every diesel semi-truck in 1 year. They need to capture the replacement cycles as they naturally occur. With proper planning, they can build a backlog that matches their production capacity. Fleet transitions will take time anyway because of the infrastructure requirements. Companies need to install charging stations, work with their local power companies, and retain their operation staff. This naturally spreads out the demand curve. 100,000 vehicles annually is absolutely doable with expanded production, and that would service a significant portion of the natural fleet replacement cycle globally. Tesla just needs to be strategic about order timing and delivery schedules. The beauty of this approach is that it allows Tesla to scale production gradually while market infrastructure develops alongside their manufacturing capacity. Here's something people aren't talking about. There are many other markets where these trucks will be perfect to fit beyond the traditional freight hauling. Think mobile home fifth wheels, large RV hauling, specialized transport, and even emergency response vehicles. The semi capabilities open up market segments that traditional diesel trucks serve, but with Tesla advantages in operating costs and performance. At approximately $300,000 per truck, we're looking at a massive boost to Tesla's revenue as the semi hits the road in large numbers. Let's just put this in perspective. If Tesla produces 50,000 units annually at 300K each, that's 15 billion in additional revenue per year. If they scale to 100,000 units, we're talking 30 billion annually. For context, Tesla's automotive revenue in 2023 was around 62 billion, or actually 82 billion. This semi-program could represent 15 to 35% additional revenue once it hits full production scale. But here's what's more interesting. The service revenue potential, unlike consumer vehicles, commercial vehicles, generate ongoing service contracts, parts revenue, charging network fees, and potential software subscriptions for fleet management. Tesla isn't just selling trucks, they're creating an entire commercial ecosystem that could generate recurring revenue for decades. Every semi on the road becomes a long-term revenue generator through multiple channels. This is why the measured rollout makes so much sense. Tesla is building not just production capacity, but an entire business model that will scale with their manufacturing growth. This ends our formal truck portion, and now we move on to our health tips. Just a reminder of our usual, don't forget your 25 leg lifts a day with a 5-pound weight. And note, we're strengthening the quad muscles, reducing the chance of knee issues and knee operations. Number 2, just a reminder prior to lovemaking, don't forget no more than a light salad as a way to facilitate less blood flow to your stomach and more blood flow to your extremities. Once again, thanks for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Tschüss, au revoir, lehitrod, hoda hafez, drazije, ni hao. In Jamaica, we say enough respect, walk good. We look forward to the earning and revenue numbers this week, which I think will be, as they were last quarter, a little bit weaker. But because of the success of the robotaxi, I do not think the stock will be penalized greatly. In fact, I think it will be up on bad news as it was in the last quarter's announcement of earnings. Have a great day and walk